Welcome to the Deep Dive. I'm Chris.
And I'm Cassie.
Ideas with you.
Today we're taking a close look at a pretty thought-provoking YouTube video. It's from alex.com called 15 Important Choices You Have to Make in Life.
Mm-hmm.
And what we want to do here isn't just, give you a summary. We really want to dig into these choices.
Get into the weeds a bit.
Exactly. The goal is really to help you, our listener, think a bit more, maybe proactively, about the choices you're making. See if there are ways to gain an advantage. Maybe spot some growth opportunities.
Right. And the video's main point, and it's a really strong one, is that your life, it's basically the result of all the choices you've made. Even the small ones add up.
Totally. So understanding these big choices, that can give you a real edge.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's dive into the first big one. The video tackles failure versus regret.
Ah, yes, the classic dilemma.
It puts it pretty bluntly.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather deal with actually failing at something or live with the regret of, never even trying?
It's a powerful question to start with. The video touches on potential, what we could do and how that's shaped by, everything. Family, school, where you grew up, your close friends.
All those inputs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they really shape how willing we are to take a risk, right?
Yeah. And it's interesting how cultures differ on this too. Some places almost encourage taking risks, like failure is just part of learning.
While others are much more conservative. Stick to the path, avoid messing up.
And the video is fair. It acknowledges the real downsides of failure. Public embarrassment, maybe losing your job, having fewer chances later. It's not trivial.
No, the consequences can be serious.
But then it flips it, saying, look, real growth, it usually happens when you push your limits, when you try stuff that feels a bit scary.
That's where you stretch.
Yeah.
And that leads to the core idea here. Failure, while painful, is often temporary. You learn, you bounce back.
But regret
is different. The video paints it as this permanent thing, something that just stays with you, eats away at you, like it says.
Yeah, a constant what if. So the question for everyone listening is, which weight would you rather carry? Failure or regret?
Okay, moving to the second choice. This one's about living your life versus maybe the life your parents want for you.
Ooh, yeah, I think a lot of people feel that tension.
Definitely. The video advises learning from people you respect, sure, but don't let anyone else write your story.
Because you're the one living it, ultimately.
Right. And it asks, whose opinions are you really valuing? Your uncle's, that teacher you had. Should their view dictate your path?
Especially if they don't really get your aspirations, and it touches on parents' intentions too, which can be tricky.
Mm-hmm. It suggests they often prioritize security, maybe their idea of security, over what might actually bring you happiness or fulfillment.
And that can actually cause harm, even if they mean well.
There's that really blunt Frank Zappa quote in the video too.
Yeah.
Something like, if you end up with a boring, miserable life because you just listen to everyone else, parents, teachers, whoever, then you kind of deserve it.
Wow, harsh. But it makes a point about taking ownership.
It really does. It makes you think, have you felt that push and pull between what others expect and what you truly want? Okay.
Choice number 3. Are you choosing to grow, or are you mostly just looking to be entertained?
This is like a daily, even hourly decision, isn't it?
Totally. The video points out how everything is fighting for our attention. Endless feeds, reels, notifications.
All designed to keep you hooked, often passively.
Yeah. And the video suggests a simple test. Is this thing I'm consuming actually good for me, helping me learn or think, or is it just entertainment?
It's a useful distinction. It also touches on how much our society seems focused on entertainment, on celebrity culture.
Right. Sometimes it feels like that gets more attention than, say, people actually building things or solving problems.
The video uses this idea of builders, people creating their lives, versus those sort of being farmed for content, just consuming passively.
It's a strong image. It really pushes you to look at where your time is actually going. Growth or just distraction.
Then there's choice 4. Enjoying the present moment versus securing the future. It's a balancing act.
A really tricky one. Because those present moments are so important, right? Family time, hobbies, making memories.
Absolutely vital. But you also have to build for the future, plan ahead, make sacrifices sometimes.
And the video observes that lots of people try to live in the middle, but they end up kind of failing at both.
That's how.
Like they sacrifice future security for present enjoyment, but they're not even fully present because they're, glued to their phones or distracted.
Right. Half present, half planning, fully achieving neither. That makes sense.
So the key idea is that you're always trading with your future self. Every hour spent, every dollar spent, it's a trade.
So the question becomes, what kind of trades are you making? And what's the ratio you want to maintain? Mostly now, mostly later, somewhere in between. Okay, fifth choice, working for others versus working for yourself.
Big one. And the video says, look, both paths can lead to happiness. There's no single right answer.
True. Working for a company often gives you that security, consistency, maybe benefits.
While being your own boss usually means more stress, more risk, but potentially, higher rewards and more freedom.
But the problem the video highlights is when people want the best of both worlds without really committing. They want the safety net and the big payoff.
And that often leads to feeling dissatisfied, right? Like you're just a cog in the machine, maybe not really fulfilled.
Exactly. And it can lead to stagnation. The video mentions that feeling of, like, if 5 years passing and you haven't really learned anything new, you feel stuck.
Which underlines how crucial it is to just never stop learning no matter your path. Keep compounding that knowledge.
The video gives a quick mention to the Alex app here, just as one tool for that kind of consistent learning.
Choice number 6. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Winners or, well, the video says losers, but maybe let's say people who aren't striving.
Yeah, the classic, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
It's a powerful concept. If your inner circle is generally maybe pessimistic, unmotivated, not really going anywhere.
That can really rub off on you, the video argues. It can hold you back.
And sometimes you only see it clearly when you step away, focus on your own growth, and then look back. You realize, wow, that environment was kind of draining.
Or just uninspired, maybe boring even.
Yeah. But the flip side is huge. Being around people who are motivated, learning, resilient.
It's infectious in a good way. It can totally change your perspective and your drive.
So it's a challenge to the listener. Take an honest look at your friends, your close colleagues. Are they lifting you up? Are you winning together? Or are you all kind of stuck?
All right, choice 7 is pretty direct. Tired versus broke.
Yeah, this one doesn't mince words. It's about the trade-off between effort and lack.
Basically, anything worthwhile, building a business, getting fit, improving your social standing. It all takes work. Real effort, sacrifice.
Nothing truly valuable comes easy, right?
Pretty much. And the video hits hard with this line. If you want something and you don't have it, it's because you don't want it enough.
Ooh, that's tough love.
It really is.
Yeah.
It forces you to look at your actions versus your stated desires. Do they match up? How much effort are you really putting in?
It's something to chew on for sure.
Okay, number 8. Staying put versus moving where you live.
This seems simple, but the video argues it's a huge deal for your life. City versus town, seaside versus mountains.
Yeah, it affects everything. Your hobbies, who you meet, the whole rhythm of your daily life.
The energy is just different depending on where you are.
And the video says this is one of the most important choices for overall well-being yet.
Yet people often just choose based on what's easy, what's familiar, where they happen to grow up or get a job.
Without really thinking, does this place actually serve the life I want to live?
Right. Is your location helping or hindering your happiness and goals? It's a good question to ask.
Choice 9 gets a bit existential. Are you the driver or the passenger in your own life?
The free will versus destiny debate, kind of.
Exactly. Do you believe things are mostly predetermined, or do you believe you have the power to actively shape your path?
Two very different ways of looking at the world. If you believe in destiny,
then maybe there's less point in struggling, right? What will be, will be.
But if you see yourself as the driver, that means taking ownership for the good stuff and the bad stuff.
It means accepting responsibility for your choices and their outcomes. So when life throws you a curveball, do you try to steer or do you just let it happen?
Driver or passenger, it shapes how you approach everything. Choice 10, risk it all versus play it safe.
This ties into personality a bit, doesn't it? Some people are just naturally more cautious, others thrive on risk.
For sure. And the video says both types are usually aiming for the same things. Happiness, success, fulfillment. They just take different roads.
Higher risk might mean a shorter path to success, potentially.
But definitely not an easier one. It comes with way more potential for things to go wrong.
Whereas the beaten path, the safer road, offers that sense of security, knowing others have gone before you.
Predictability. The video briefly mentions their goal mastery course here, framed as like a potential tour guide for those who prefer a more structured approach.
Right. Choice 11 is a big one, having children or not.
Huge. And the video notes the social pressure that often kicks in, maybe mid-20s to mid-30s.
Yeah, when friends start having kids, the question comes up more often.
But the video stance is clear. Don't do it if you're not ready. It's too big a commitment.
Absolutely. But it also adds a counterpoint. Don't wait too long if you do want kids.
Why is that?
Because of the potential age gap. The world changes so fast. Having a kid at, say, 32 means you're 50 when they're 18.
Right. And the gap in experiences, technology, culture, it can make connecting harder sometimes.
It's just something to consider thoughtfully. It's such a massive life decision.
Choice 12. Ignoring the problem versus dealing with it.
Ah, the monster under the bed, the elephant in the room.
Exactly. Those things we know we should address, but we procrastinate because it's uncomfortable.
The video's advice. Super simple. If you can fix it now, do it now. Don't put it off.
Even if it's awkward or difficult.
Because ignoring problems doesn't make them disappear. They usually get bigger, right? More tangled, more damaging.
Like a small cavity becoming a root canal or a late bill racking up huge fees.
Yeah. The video basically says ignorance or procrastination is expensive in the long run. Deal with stuff head on. Number 13. Your life partner. Maybe the biggest choice of all.
Arguably, yeah. It has such a huge ripple effect on everything else. The video throws out some stats about marriage length and divorce rates.
Right, like in the U.S., average marriage duration around 8 years, divorce rate near 40%.
Right.
Globally, maybe 35%. It shows how challenging partnership can be.
And underscores how critical that choice is.
Yeah.
The video uses a great analogy. 2 people in a boat.
If they aren't rowing together, in sync.
They're going nowhere or just in circles. You need someone aligned with your values, your goals, someone who paddles with you.
Such an important choice. Choosing wisely is key.
Okay, 14. Serve yourself or serve others? A big moral question.
What's driving you, really? The video asks you to think about looking back on your life.
Like on your deathbed reflection time. Did you take more than you gave? What's your legacy? Did you impact lives positively?
Heavy stuff. But the video suggests a philosophy. First, serve yourself.
Yeah.
But in a specific way.
How so?
By becoming the best, most valuable version of yourself. Grow, learn, become successful, build resources.
Okay, build yourself up first.
And then, in the second half of life, use that success, that knowledge, that wealth to help others, to give back.
Like the giving pledge idea, where billionaires commit to philanthropy.
Exactly. The idea is that ultimate winning isn't just about you, it's about the positive change you can create in the world.
And that brings us to the final choice from the main list, number 15. Are you truly living or just surviving?
The video suggests many people just get caught in the grind. Paying bills, maybe dieting, just going through the motions.
Without really stopping to appreciate the beauty, the joy, the experiences life offers. Life is more than just the routine.
It's a call to not just exist, but to engage fully. And it's an empowering reminder, too.
That you have the tools, the knowledge, the ability to change things. You're listening to this right now.
Right. So revisit this list, the video says. See which choices might be holding you back and make fixing them a priority.
The best time to start was yesterday.
But the second best time is right now. Don't wait.
And then there's that bonus 16th choice. What do you do after hearing all this?
Oh, yeah, the post-motivation moment. You feel fired up, ready to change everything.
But will it actually translate into action? Or was this just, semi-entertainment for an hour?
That's the crucial bet. None of this advice works if you don't put in the effort.
Absolutely. Knowledge isn't power unless it's applied.
So the advice is, start small. Pick one thing. What do you feel you're lacking most? Focus there. Make small, consistent changes.
It's that repetition, that steady effort over time that really builds momentum.
And that's what leads to that better, more enjoyable, more rewarding life everyone's looking for. It's not magic, it's choices and effort.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Please like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for more real talk on hot viral topics.
And tell us what topic you want us to deep dive on in the comments section.
Bye, everyone, and see you again in our next podcast.